Hello everyone. Last week we did the oil change for my 2018 Toyota Corolla. Today we're going to work on this 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe. So we will change the oil and the filter for this car. It's already on the ramp, so let's get started. Before we get started, I wanted to show you guys where the filter and the drain plug is. So I will take the camera underneath the car. So this is the filter right here. It's easily accessible by hand, and the drain plug is going to be in the corner. It's right here. As you can see, it's quite rusted up. I will use a ratchet to take it off, and it uses 30 foot-pounds when you're tightening it. One more thing I wanted to mention before opening up the drain plug, make sure you open up the cap from the top and get the oil stick out as well. That's going to build push the air from the top and get the oil out faster. Next, I'm going to use the ratchet to loosen the drain plug, and when it's loosened up, I will do the rest by hand because it's a lot easier to control it like that. So and you want to make sure you're wearing proper gloves to protect your hands against the oil, because the old or the new oil, it's certainly not good for your skin. So make sure you have gloves on. So I'm turning it, and when I know it's ready to come out, I will pull it out faster so I don't get any of the oil on me. So I have the pan right underneath, and as you can see, the oil has started to come out. And if you just look closely, it's pretty black. It's that just goes to show you it was time to change the oil on this car. And I have beautiful synthetic oil that I'm gonna put in this car at the end, and you will see the synthetic oil is going to be yellow, golden kind of color, and this turned black, so it was time for the oil change. So next we are going to take the filter off. As you can see, the oil has completely drained out. It's just dripping slowly. This is like almost at the end, so we are going to take the filter off now. The filter is really tight, so you're gonna have to apply real force to get it off. And I'm turning it, and first I want to turn it just enough so that the oil starts to come out, and then I will leave it on the car and let the oil drain out completely. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So just turning it slowly to get the oil out, and as soon as the oil starts to drip, I will let it drip and drain out completely. The oil has completely drained out, and now it's time to take the filter off. I will take the filter off, and I'll show you the old filter as well. So if you wanted to note down the serial number, or see how the original one looks like, if you wanted to order this part, you can have a look at the serial. It's right here. Yep, so this is a close-up to it, and let's move on to the next step. This is where the filter was. So the filter has been taken off, and I did clean this area as well, and I will put the new filter on now. This is the new filter I bought. It's from MotoMaster. The number is MOPH9688. That's the number you want to look for. So you can see it's right on the box too. The next step is to open up the oil can and apply some new oil on the gasket of the new filter. So I'm doing just that. So applying some oil on the gasket of the new filter before putting the filter back on the car. Now let's put the filter back on the car. So it's a brand new filter. I've applied oil on its gasket, the new oil, and just tightening it by hand, turning it slowly. And you just need to hand tighten it. You don't really need any tool to tighten up the filter. Just make sure it's really tight by hand, and that's all the force that it really needs. Next step after this would be to put the drain plug with the new gasket on the car, and then we can put the new oil from the top. So this is the new gasket that I have on the drain plug. So I'm going to put the drain plug with the new gasket on the car. Now we're putting the drain plug back on the car, so we will hand tighten it first, and then we will tighten it with a ratchet. So I mean, that's all the force you can apply by your hands. So just putting it back on the car. So I will bring the ratchet out next, and then after the ratchet we will finish the job with a torque wrench, and the torque that it needs is 30 foot-pounds. Yes, so we are using a ratchet to tighten it some more, and I will show you the torque settings on the torque wrench next. As you can see, it's at 30 foot-pounds exactly, and now we're finishing up the job with the torque wrench, and you just need to hear the clicks of the torque wrench, and then you can be sure you tighten it to the manufacturer's specs. Now this is the last step. So I have a funnel on the engine, and I will put the new oil in now. So we have the new filters on the car. The drain plug with the new gasket is on the car too. It's tightened up to the specs, 30 foot-pounds, so it's all good. And we will put the new oil in the car, and we will wait for it to slowly get inside the engine and finish the job. So the car requires 4.6 liters in total, so I will put 4.2 liters on the ramp, and I will finish up the job, put the rest of it on a flat surface. So I'll get the car off the ramp. As you can see, 4.2 liters are in the car now, and I'm putting the cap back on, and we'll finish the job. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was informative.